Hey everyone, thanks for coming to watch another episode of The Inner Tea Room. And today we're going to be brewing 3 oolong teas, and there's quite a range of difference in these oolong teas that we're going to be brewing today. First we have the Pear Mountain on the left here, your right. This is a high mountain oolong. It's a high mountain tightly rolled green oolong from Taiwan, from Lishan, which is otherwise known as Pear Mountain. This is the batch that we actually call Pear Mountain, and this batch has a special characteristic that makes it less expensive than most Pear Mountain, and that is that this leaf is somewhat broken. So that's considered sort of a flaw, and especially with regard to if we're going to be brewing Gong Fu cha in the Gong Fu tea style, where we're going to have a slightly wider openings, or sometimes we brew with a gaiwan like this. So it will be more likely with that broken leaf that you're going to get some particulate in your tea when you go to pour it. And you know, that's something that you can control that by being careful not to let any particulate out. But at the same time, it is a flaw. It means that the tea will generally be stronger when you steep it. And then the second tea today is the what we call the Gong Fu cha. We just call this Gong Fu cha. This is a roasted, somewhat aged oolong that's wrapped in a paper wrapper. It's a really cool package. I'm gonna grab some of that to show you guys in just a minute. So we'll go back and visit that and talk about more about what this tea is. But it is a tightly rolled, roasted oolong, and this one is oxidized about 40% and roasted at what's called Nantou, or 3 degrees of fire, which basically means fairly heavy roast. There's quite a range that would be accepted as, say, 3 degrees roast, but this is a pretty classic example of that. And then next what we have is, this is called the Ruby Dong Ding. And this Ruby Dong Ding is a summer harvest, bug bitten, highly oxidized, fitting into our Formosa category, or somewhat like an Eastern beauty. So we're calling that one the Ruby Dong Ding. It is produced in Dongding, and it is not quite the Gui Hui or the Gui Fei style. Taiwanese Goyu, Taiwan Goyu, Gui Hui, a young Gui Fei. This tea is named after Gui Fei. She was one of the, anyway, I don't want to get into that story. So here we go. These teas, what we have here is 5 grams of each tea. So here we have the Pear Mountain, the tightly rolled high mountain green oolong tea, slightly broken. Next is the charcoal Gong Fu. Here's the 150 gram packaging on the left, and then there's the 1 ounce charcoal Gong Fu. And this is the, where is that tea here in the shot? Alright, there we are. These are 5 grams each, and this is the Gaoshan Hong Pei Gong Fu Cha. So we call this the charcoal Gong Fu. And this is the Ruby Dong Ding. Ruby Dong Ding. This is a semi-ball rolled, summer harvest, bug bitten oolong tea. All 3 of these are oolong tea, and this is 5 grams of each of these teas. Now let's start, let's stop the handshaking, and let's start the brewing. Alright, so our water's starting to boil. Now I'm going to heat some of this teaware. I'm going to go through all the steps. If you need some explanation, go ahead and send me an email. But basically you can just follow along. This is a great way to evaluate and compare 3 teas side by side. We brew them all at the same time. We're going to brew them with the same batch of water, the same brew devices. All of these are identical in size. It's about 150 milliliters. And then we're going to try and keep all the variables that would influence the tea the same. This is a really good way if you're brewing tea and you're trying to decide which tea to brew or to purchase for your coffee shop or any of your business. What you can do is develop some sort of cupping mechanism where you can keep all the variables constant. You want to keep your water temperature constant, your time constant, so when you're comparing 2 or 3 Earl Greys side by side, you don't want to brew them. You don't want to brew them one day, one the next day, and one the third day, or even like in progression like that, because what you really want to make sure is you have all the variables that would influence how that cup of tea is going to taste the same with each different type of tea. So this is one way of doing it that makes it really easy. This brew cup, in Chinese it's called a jian ding bei, and they're mostly not made of glass like this. They're mostly made of porcelain, and they're white. And these glass ones are kind of special, and I like to use these for demos and videos like this so that people can see what happens as the tea brews. Starting with the middle one, huh? hope that was informative, and regardless, it was fun to make, and I hope that, and so today we compared 3 completely different oolong teas. From left to right, from greener to darker, it was the High Mountain Green to the High Mountain Roasted, and then next finally was the Dongding Elevation Summer Harvest Eastern Beauty style bug bitten. Not a classic Eastern Beauty style, not a Gui Fei Eastern Beauty style, but a bug bitten Summer Harvest. I guess we could say Gui Hui, some kind of thing like that. But this tea, even though it has like large stems and stuff like that, this is extremely interesting tea, and it has become, you know, it's one of those teas that the way I've related to it has changed a lot over the course of having it. But now that, you know, we've just gotten to know each other, this tea is almost gone, so it's really sad. Thanks for watching the 7th or 8th episode of The Inner Tea Room. We hope to bring you many more exciting tea videos and many more teas that we're going to drink together. This is part of our 3 oolong series. 3 oolongs. Oolong is a huge range of tea. We always like to say that oolong is the range of tea between green tea and black tea.